Jim, Dunfermline have obviously started off their season quite well. How tough a game is it going to be on Saturday?
It's going to be very difficult. Obviously they're a team coming here full of confidence. They've been playing very, very well in their own league. They're an attacking minded team who pass the ball well and have been scoring goals for fun of late, particularly at the beginning of the season. You know, they were beating teams 4 and 5, so we've got to give them all the respect that they deserve, which we have done through the week. We've done all our normal video analysis as we would do of any normal league game that we play in. So, you know, we're going to give them all the respect they deserve, but hopefully we'll have too much in this dressing room for them on Saturday.
So personally, you've started every game this season since the Annan game in the last round. How have you rated your performances so far this season?
Well, listen, I don't like to really discuss my own performances, to be honest with you. I think it's deemed arrogant if you sit here and say that you've done well or whatever. So I've tried to do my best for the team. I think that's the most important thing. You know, I've tried to be a good member of the squad. Even when I wasn't in the team, I tried to be there encouraging the boys that were. Obviously, you know, it's not about individual performances, it's about collectively as a team, and I think as a whole we've not been doing well enough, and that obviously shows in our position in the league at the moment. It's not good enough for a club of our size in this division, and we're well aware of that fact, and we're doing everything we can behind the scenes to try and rectify that.
What's the standard been like in the Championship this season? Has it taken you by surprise?
It hasn't really taken me by surprise, to be honest with you. I think, you know, without being too, you know, derisory, if you like, I don't think it's as technical as the league above that we have come out of. I think there are, you know, players in the Premiership that can really hurt you with killer passes and in and around the box. They're probably a little bit quicker and a bit cleverer maybe, but one thing I will say about this division is the teams are very, very well organised. They rely heavily on set plays, corners, long throws, things like that. And the teams, all the teams that we've played against, the one thing they guarantee is 100% commitment, and they're very, very difficult opponents.
So what do you think hasn't gone right this season then? Because obviously they're not where we wanted to be at the start of the season.
I think if you sit here and you start going back over all the games and talking about you know, the ifs, buts and maybes, I think people think you're maybe, you know, looking for sympathy if you like, but you know, if you do go back over all the games, the people that have been at all the games will realise that we have been in every game, and we probably, in my opinion, I think we're in a false position. I think we should be sitting higher up the table. You know, we get the game at Dumbarton, go a goal down, get it back to 1 each, have a great chance 6 yards out to go 2-1 up, and I think if we score a second goal, we go on to win the game. Even at Ibrox, you know, if we scored a penalty, we could possibly nick a point. Falkirk, you're 2 up at home, end up losing 3-2. So there are a lot of positives, but we can't hide behind that. We have to be realistic and understand that where we are is not acceptable. There are little fine details that we can scrub up on. I think there has been 1 or 2 individual mistakes that, you know, as a management team, I don't think you can do anything about. You know, you can't really rectify that from the sideline. We've had a number of penalties given against us as well, which has cost us. So if we're able to cut out all these things as a team, these little small things can all lead up to big things, and I think as soon as we do that, then we'll start climbing the table.
So you've obviously got experience as a cup winning captain at this club. How would winning or getting through to maybe the final of this cup, I know it's early stages, compare to the 2013 League Cup?
I mean, you know, being honest, you know, the Petrofac Cup isn't recognised as one of our, you know, main trophies in this country. You know, obviously you've got the Scottish Cup and the League Club, but at the same time, it's a competition that we are taking very seriously. It's one that we want to win, and I think as a player, whether you're younger or some of the older boys that maybe haven't managed to lift the trophy yet, I think it's a great experience. And I think if you can do it, the earlier you can do it in your career and get a taste for success, then the better, and it drives you on. So it's a competition we're taking very seriously, absolutely.
So, of course, mentioning you were the cup winning captain that day, and Stephen Thompson was in the team that day, he scored in the final. Have guys like you been trying to pass on some of your wisdom to the younger players ahead of Saturday's game and stressing the importance of the cup?
The lads know, you know, all the boys know how important it is, and they know that throughout their career, like I said, you know, they might not get many opportunities to win a trophy and to win a medal. And you know, we won the League Cup, and it was it was the greatest day of my career, to be honest with you. I'd won some things early on in my career and probably just took them for granted, but to win the League Cup was a really memorable occasion, one that you think back to every now and again and think, oh, what a great day it was. And you know, it feels like 20 years ago now, to be honest with you. It feels like a hell of a long time ago, but it was a great day. And you know, it's very hard to try and explain the emotions and the feelings that you've experienced to the guys, because unless you've done it, then you really don't understand what it feels like. So you know, hopefully we can go out on Saturday. We know we need to do better collectively, and if we beat Dunfermline, then you know, we're in the semi-final, and it's a great opportunity. You know, to win the League Cup, we had to do it really. It was very difficult, to be honest with you. Away to Petrofac, you know, Celtic in the semi-final, Hampden, Hearts. So you know, we don't fear anyone, but we respect every team we come up against.
And just finally, do you think the playoffs are still an attainable target this season, or do you think it's important now that the club has a good cup run like the Petrofac?
I think the playoffs are definitely still well within our means. Yes, the first 9 games have been disappointing, and we're sitting on a points total that, you know, we feel that we should be, you know, adding another 6 or 7 points to that. If we were sitting 4th or 5th, then you know, everybody would be fine with that, I think, you know, because the playoffs would be within touching distance. The fact that we've give the likes of Wraith and Falkirk so much of a head start, then maybe people are thinking, well, it's out of our reach, but that's not the way we're thinking. We're still very positive. We're all an optimistic bunch of boys, and we know what we have to do to turn it around. And like I say, we're working really hard behind the scenes to do that. We need to be more consistent. We need to cut out the errors, and that's collectively as a team. You know, just not pointing the finger at any individuals. We're all in it together. We win together, we lose together, and we believe that we can turn it around. And it's the kind of league where I think if you put 2 or 3 wins together on the spin, you can climb back up the table, and you can be within touching distance in a few weeks. So that's the plan going into the next quarter.